Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. In yesterday's video, I mentioned how leaders' beliefs can shape the performance, growth, and development of the people around them, and how these beliefs can ultimately turn into self-fulfilling prophecies. In today's video, I want to take that notion and apply it to the workplace. To make it a bit more relatable and understandable, I want you to think of interns at your workplace. You might have hired them, you might be taking care of them, you might be working with them, or you might just see them walking around. If you're like most of us, you probably view the interns as a totally different group compared to all the other people in the company. After all, they're only going to be there for a few weeks, few months. They're earning vastly different from what the other people are earning, and at the same time, the responsibilities and expectations are not nearly the same as what everybody else has to shoulder. But by doing that, you're effectively creating an image of their potential, of what they could ultimately reach within the company. Because from an intern's point of view, everybody else working in the company is somebody of a higher level, somebody they look up to. You might even be their mentor. So by what you're thinking of them, of what they could achieve, or how you're treating them, what expectations you set for them, you're effectively deciding how high the ceiling is for them. Sure enough, what you think of them might not be 100% what they think of them themselves, but because they respect you or they look up to you in some shape, way, or form, it will rub off on them. And it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy of you will notice the bar you set for them, that they can only achieve that bar. Well, if you set a higher bar, you will start noticing things that that make you think that they can actually reach that bar, which then will rub off on those people that make them feel confident, a certain sense of confidence that they can actually reach it as well, because they will have the environment or the support system set up by you that allows them to reach that level. To illustrate another case, I'm working with a company that's trying to change its culture. At the moment, within the culture, there's a very clear distinction between the employees, the people working in the company, and the interns. The employees are pretty much exhibiting the traits that the CEO wants, but the interns are not. The reason for that is that they view the interns as people that are helping the company reach what it wants to reach. So sure enough, they're doing more work that maybe they should be doing, but the expectations placed on them are not exactly the same as the employees, because the interns are going to leave after a while. And what the company wants to avoid at all costs is bad word of mouth, because once the interns are gone, new interns will be coming in. But if the word of mouth is bad, nobody wants to come in to help with the work, which will then create a self-fulfilling prophecy of the company doing poorly. But what this has created is that the interns to some extent feel entitled, because all the people in the company try to take care of the interns. They listen to their complaints, they ask them what can be improved, and then the employees try to improve that. And sure enough, that's something that can work. But at some point, when you want to scale as a startup and you want to get bigger, this doesn't really work anymore. Because if you have a clear divide between people that are allowed to complain or simply come up with the problems and the other group having to solve that problem, it takes away resources, energy, and time to dedicate to growing the business or to taking care of the employees. So what we're trying to do with the CEO is to not only make the employees feel part of the culture of the company of these traits, but also make the interns feel this way. Because ultimately what we want to achieve with these interns is that they become full-fledged members of the company, which is not really the case right now, because they're treated as outsiders, as a different group within the company. So what does this mean for you? If you're in a management or executive position and you're struggling with the same kind of thing, that people are not living up to your expectations, or that you feel people are vastly underperforming, or that you feel people are not skilled enough, think first, is it really something that is their problem, or is it something about how I view them that creates an environment or a culture that actually makes people turn out to be this way? So the first step is looking at yourself. The second step is then thinking, what do I want my company or my team to look like? What values do I want them to exhibit? The third step will then be constantly thinking about these values, constantly reaffirming that with your team, that these are the values you would like them to show. And as you start doing that, you will start noticing a difference happening. Of course, there are more steps afterwards, but that's something for another video. And this is where I will leave it at today's video. If you enjoyed this kind of video and you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up, because it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm and my videos showing up to other people. And if you're enjoying all the videos I've produced so far, and you're listening to this on podcast or watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe so that you're always informed of when my new videos or episodes are coming out. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and for today, I wish you all a nice day.